Being in any K-pop fandom is surely a lot of fun, but sometimes insane things can happen that make you think, oh, that can't be real. In today's video, we compiled a list of those moments, and even though they sound crazy, they are very much real. Police App Shutdown. K-pop fans and fandoms are a good example that if people come together, they can achieve great things. Back in May and June of 2020, the whole world was protesting against the tragic passing of George Floyd, who lost his life at the hands of a Minneapolis police officer. Throughout these months, K-pop fans called for other fandoms not to trend any hashtags, new comebacks, or anything related to K-pop out of respect for the BLM or Black Lives Matter movement. Apart from this, they managed to achieve a crazy thing. K-pop fans somehow managed to shut down a police app. As hundreds of protests were going on around the states, the Dallas Police Department released a statement on Twitter asking people to report any illegal activity from the protests. This was a cue for K-pop fans to join their forces and spam the police app with hundreds of fan cams of idols. It was started by the user @telepathy47, who informed people to censor faces of those attending protests. Later, the same account tweeted that the only reason to post fan cams in 2020 is to protect the identities of BLM protesters. The Dallas Police app was quickly restored and running again, but this remains one of the craziest things in K-pop. Sold out an election. We'll talk about politics for a while because this one is for the history books as well. In June of 2020, Donald Trump was having a rally in Tulsa, Oklahoma. K-pop fans and TikTok users decided to mess around with the then president a little and created something unforgettable. Donald Trump's campaign manager shared that the rally sold out a stadium with 19,000 seats. When the time came, the stadium was suddenly half empty. It was later revealed that K-pop fans as well as TikTok users decided to come together and reserve tickets to the rally, making everyone think that Donald Trump just sold out a stadium. This is just another reason not to mess with K-pop fans because they can and they will come for you. Beefing with an idol. If you've ever come across a K-pop stan account, or if you have one, then you know that it's natural to put a photo of your favorite idol as your profile picture. Other K-pop fans can recognize it in a second, but it can be quite tricky for those who don't know who K-pop idols are and what they look like. This is similar to what we're going to talk about, except it's much crazier. A few years back, an account for an adult movie star started to fight with a fan account for EXO's Baekhyun, thinking it was really him. The whole exchange was something straight out of an insane dream, especially since it was someone who was working in the adult movie industry. There isn't much to know what prompted the person to pop off at that fan account, but not knowing the context makes it so much funnier. The person later put EXO and Baekhyun into his bio, probably to let other EXOs know that he's at peace with the group. Wikipedia instead of ID. If there are any fans of 17, then they'll surely know what this will be about, but it's just too unreal not to talk about. A few years ago, 17's fan shared a story of how she met them during a dinner with her family. She said she met them at a restaurant along with her mom. Joshua and Minghao ordered a bottle of wine and weren't asked to show their IDs. Everything seemed fine until they were done with the bottle and they were asked to show their IDs. That's when Joshua got into trouble as he didn't have his ID with him. Being the smart guy he is, he decided to pull up his profile on Google to prove he wasn't underage. According to the fan, the waitress then said, "Little boy, I'm gonna need your actual ID, not your IMDb profile." It's one of those stories that gets brought up again and again, but it's just as funny as the last time. Hiding in air vents. This one is actually pretty serious. In 2020, NCT were filming their Twitter Blue Room, and quickly after the live show started, disturbing pictures started to circulate online. It seems like some fans found a way to hide in the air vents in the ceiling, where they then spied on the boys during the live stream. This incident went viral, and a lot of people were creeped out, especially when a video of Yuta waving at one of the fans spread online as well. Now, a lot of people conspired that the fans were not hiding in air vents, but that the place NCT filmed at was actually a public place, and fans were at the upper level watching them through glass ceilings or something along those lines. But even though it was a public space, it was still very creepy to take pictures of them when they weren't looking, and many consider it an invasion of privacy. The mystery woman rumor. On a lighter note, we're now gonna talk about a dating rumor that sounds too insane to be true. Each of us have encountered an idol getting stuck in a dating rumor, and in all cases, it's always with another woman. Well, that applies to everyone except TVXQ's Jungmin, who was once caught up in a dating rumor with another man, and that man was SHINee's Minho. In 2010, a few pictures of Jungmin being on a date with a mystery woman went viral. Many people didn't realize that the mystery woman was in fact Minho, who just had really long hair at that time, and many people mistook him to be a female. At that time, their fans thought the scandal was a huge joke and quickly pointed out the true identity of Jungmin's date. To this day, it remains one of the weirdest dating scandals that happened. It's jail time. It's a known fact that BTS have a really dedicated fandom. Armies won't hesitate to go to great lengths to support and protect the BTS members. That unfortunately includes going to jail too. Yes, you heard that right. In In 2020, a BTS fan once ended up in prison. They shared their story on their Twitter account at KNSLooks, where they post pictures of Namjoon. They said they ended up in a bar fight after they asked the DJ to put on some BTS music. Apparently, another person insulted BTS, and so the fan snatched her wig, and apparently it got intense. The fan declared that they won the fight and also explained that they had to spend 7 months in prison because the girl she attacked was unconscious at the hospital. If you're asking if they regret getting into that fight, then the answer would be yes, but not for injuring another person, but for missing out on so much BTS content. Now, there isn't any proof that this actually happened, but if it did, it's actually quite sad, even if people praise them for protecting and defending the boys. Fake birthday celebration. Birthdays are a huge thing in K-pop culture. From fans sending expensive gifts to their favorite idols, to idols holding special birthday live streams, these special days are taken seriously. Well, it's a lot tougher for the fans of the girl group Uju Sonya, also known as Cosmic Girls. The concept of the group is that each girl represents a certain zodiac sign, which does not always line up with their actual zodiac sign. For example, Sola's representative zodiac sign is Sagittarius, but she was actually born on December 24th, so in reality, she's a Capricorn. It's definitely an interesting concept, but what many of their fans find problematic is that the girls don't actually celebrate their real birthdays, but their fake ones instead. In one of Soobin's birthday lives where she was celebrating her fake birthday, she looked particularly done with the concept, and their fans definitely side with her. This topic was brought up when netizens called out the obvious difference between some of their girl groups, especially when it comes to birthday celebrations. While some had beautiful decorations, flowers, and lots of different food, there were some who only had a cake and nothing else. From fan to cousin. The story about this fan is something straight out of a movie. At the beginning of 2022, an old story of an EXO fan meeting her favorite, Baekhyun, went viral again, and it still surprised a lot of netizens. This fan has been a huge fan of Baekhyun for a long time, and much like other fans, she too often wished to meet her favorite idol. What she didn't know was that she would be meeting him at a big family gathering. It turns out that Baekhyun is actually her cousin. The fan revealed that she actually didn't plan to attend the family gathering, but she decided to change her mind at the last minute. Thankfully, she did, and she was able to discover that the idol she looked up to for a long time was actually related to her. She must have been in a huge shock after finding this out. Many fans also started to joke around that they would start paying more attention when visiting their families since they could be related to their favorite idol. Inspired by a fan art. Fan arts are a great way for fans to express their creativity, talent, and most importantly, themselves. While there are definitely fan arts that are explicit and it would be better if the idol didn't ever see them, the majority of them are safe for work and just fine to be spread around the internet. Of course, many artists dream about their favorite idol seeing their fan art, their talent, and the hard work they put into creating that piece. Unfortunately, not always is this the case, but recently, one ARMY artist became a very lucky person. For a long time, ARMY suspected that Jimin got a tattoo of several moons down his spine. Since it was always covered up by clothes, the fans couldn't really see if it was just one moon or more. Recently, Jimin held a live stream where he spoke about his tattoos and also shared where he got the inspiration from. Jimin revealed that at first, he only had one moon tattooed on his neck, but then V showed him a fan art where Jimin had moon tattoos down his spine. Jimin thought that the piece was so gorgeous that he decided to make it a reality. Many fans thought that this was a sweet gesture from Jimin and congratulated the artist for achieving something so huge. That's it for today. Let us know your thoughts in the comments down below. Thank you for watching. Bye!